Good morning and Shavua Tov. As we come together as a nation and demand an end to racism and try to heal and reunite our fractured country, there is one very disturbing element, and that is the movement Black Lives Matter. Of course, Black Lives Matters, but all human lives matter. And one of the troubling aspects of the Black Lives Matter movement is that its platform denounces Israel as a genocide state, an apartheid state, and calls for BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel. So much so that just last week, a petition that was circulated on the UCLA campus echoed the sentiments of Black Lives Matters and called on the university to divest from Israel, and actually said that this method of knee to neck that the Minneapolis police officer used against George Floyd was learned through training of Israeli counterterrorism experts who taught the Minneapolis police officers this technique, which was perfected in Israel against Palestinians during 72 years of apartheid. Shocking. And here is where we as Jews have to stand up, stand tall, and stand proud and loud. This week's Torah portion is the story of Shalach, when the spies went to the land of Israel. And before they head off, Moshe Rabbeinu blesses Joshua by adding the letter Yud to his name and saying, may God give you the strength to have the right counsel to stand up against the spies who denounce Israel and stand for the land of Israel. And our rabbis say, why did Moses have to bless Joshua? And why didn't he bless all the spies? And our rabbis say that Joshua was exceedingly humble, just like his teacher, Moses, was the humblest person on the face of the earth. And Moses was afraid that because of his humility, he wouldn't have the courage to stand up and speak up on behalf of the land of Israel. And indeed, while the other spies came back and said, the land is so powerful, the inhabitants are so strong, and we felt like grasshoppers in their eyes, while the rest of the spies had a lack of confidence and courage, Joshua and Caleb were the only two spies who had the fortitude and the conviction and the courage to stand up and speak well on behalf of the land of Israel. We as Jews should never back down and never be ashamed of who we are as proud Jews and staunch supporters of Israel. A matter of fact, Israel is a nation that rescued over 100,000 black Jews, Ethiopians, and brought them to Israel and integrated them into society. Israel is a model for the rest of the world of treating others, regardless of race or color, with respect and with dignity. And therefore we should not allow any movement to trample on Israel. But like Joshua and Caleb, we should let our voices be heard and say, yes, Black Lives Matters, but Jewish lives and Israeli lives matters. And how dare you speak blasphemy and slander against the state of Israel and the Jewish people, and try to link the murder of a black man in America to Israel and Israeli counterterrorism experts who fight against terrorism each and every day to preserve and save not just white lives, but Ethiopian lives as well. Israel is a model for the world of peaceful relations and coexistence between all peoples. Christians, Muslims, Jews are all welcome to live in Israel peacefully side by side. The Israeli Knesset and the Israeli Supreme Court has Muslims and Ethiopians in it, and Christians. That is a model for the world that we should be proud of, that we should hold up, and never allow anyone, any extremist, to try to denounce Israel and to use this crisis in America to draw negative attention to Israel and try to defame our beloved country, our homeland, Eretz Yisrael. There's a story told about a Jew who was an immigrant. He came to America, and he had never been on a train, and he had to travel to Philadelphia from New York. So he went to the train station, and he was told to go to the ticket counter in Yiddish. He was told by his friends, and you'll buy a ticket. When he came there, he went to the wrong ticket counter, and he went to the ticket counter that sells first-class tickets. And he took the first-class ticket, and he put it in his pocket. When he got on the train, the conductor came around to start collecting the tickets, and he saw the guy next to him who happened to not have a ticket went to hide under his seat. So this Jew didn't know. He thought this is the custom in America. You have to get under the seat when the conductor comes around. So he crawls under his seat. However, his legs were sticking out and he was spotted by the conductor. The conductor drags him out. He sees a Jew with a kippah and he starts to yell and shout at him, "You thief, you snuck your way on the train." And he's shaking the Jew and yelling at him. And the Jew doesn't understand a word of English, so he sticks his hand into his pocket and he shows the conductor the ticket. Conductor looks and he sees that not only does this Jew have a ticket, he has a first-class ticket. And he looks at the Jew and he says, "I don't understand. Why is it that if you have a first-class ticket, you're riding the train third class and you're hiding under your seat? Let us not be like those spies who hid under the seat and said, 'We are like grasshoppers in their eyes.' But let us be like Joshua and Caleb. Let us find the strength and the pride to be proud of who we are as Jews, of our history, of showing respect for all of mankind, of treating others with dignity, and the model of Israel, which has absorbed immigrants from all four corners of the earth and allows each and every one of its citizens to live with honor, with respect, with dignity, and welcomes every human being with the same rights as Jews living in Israel. We are an example for America, and let no one point fingers and try to blame or shame the Jewish people."